Appreciate you guys tuning in. The Tastemakers Podcast begins in 5 minutes. Make sure not to go nowhere, because Quote, Brina, Trisha, and Corey, also known as the Tastemakers, will be with you in 5 minutes. Thanks for sticking with us. Oh snap, you still here. Listen, in less than 3 minutes, the Tastemakers Pod will be on and popping. Don't miss Bree, Quote, Trish, and Corey talking about the hottest topics in culture. Again, less than 3 minutes. Make sure to stick with us.
Tastemakers.
Classic. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers. Aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight.
I told y'all, patience is a virtue. This is what perseverance will get you. In just 60 seconds, you will be live with the Tastemakers Pod. Again, appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
For the new tastemakers, sommeliers came out to play. Classics in the current day. For the movers and shakers, for the new tastemakers, sommeliers came out to play. Classics in the current day.
A beat breaker. Tastemakers.
Whoo! Did we lose one?
Lost Trish. There she go.
We just lost one. But yeah. What's going on, y'all? Of course, welcome to another edition of the Tastemakers Pod, where we give you just a little bit taste of what's popping off in the culture. Y'all is messing up my whole direction sign right now.
So sorry.
Let's see here.
That was my fault.
Right here, that's C. Goss for the moment. That's Trisha Bell for the moment. That's Sabrina for the moment. They call me, quote, we are the Tastemakers. Appreciate you guys for hanging in. Definitely don't forget to hit that like button, as my man Jamal Rucker, my man Psalms is saying in the chat. He got to go back and change his name. That's kind of what he do. So shouts out to the 757 representative right there. And just shouts out to everybody else in the chat. Make sure to say what's popping, what's going on, how you be. Let me adjust this just a little bit. Good. Man, it was rough getting in here, so I'll go ahead and ask the question we ask every single week. How are you guys doing this week? How's your week been, Brina?
It's been good. It's been really busy, but it's been good. Still unpacking boxes, but no worries.
Who mounted your TV for you?
I got a guy here in Indy. He actually mounted all three of my TVs for like less than $300.
Oh, you got three of them things.
Yep.
That's what it is. How your week been, Goss?
You know, still rough out here in these streets, but at some point you got to make a decision. Like, yo, stuff's gonna happen to your life, but it's more about how you react to the stuff that happens to you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm realizing that I gotta life still goes on and exists even when you're having difficult times. So I'm choosing to be happy this week, these last couple of days. So we're gonna see how that works out. But it's not been so bad.
No. Shouts out to Jay in the chat. Shouts out to Jay. Definitely. And Trish, your week. How's it been?
Very, very busy. Today I had back-to-back meetings and I'm just trying to adjust, it's great.
Okay.
Wednesdays are my busiest days, so I got a lot of rest, but when you have to use your brain is like on a lot and having lots of conversations, and then I have to be on here. It's like,
know the feeling.
Yes. I hate that with Trisha's with Trisha, what Trish said, and then Bree's cosign. I hate that I got to drag y'all out here to be on the Tastemakers Pod every week.
No,
oh my God.
That ain't it. It's just having like Wednesdays are my busy days too. Yeah. So it's like when sometimes my day starts at 7:30. Yeah. Then I don't go to bed until probably like midnight, 1:00. So it's just a long day.
That's why I be telling quote. Every show don't gotta be 2 hours, bro.
That's okay.
It really don't.
Y'all say that, but then y'all act like I make it 2 hours. But anyway, that is what it is. Even as I sent out the list of topics, trying to get y'all to narrow down which topics y'all wanted in this joint. I was like, oh yeah, we'll just do them all.
Yeah, like, okay, they was all good.
All right.
Yeah, they were. Okay. They were all good.
So that's what it is. Anyway, as for me, it's just been a busy week. You know what I mean? That's just kind of what it is. And then Wednesday, me and Trish was joking because I think we both were trying to get food for our families before we got on the show, and I actually had a food headache. I had a headache like a mug. I was like, man, I got like 25 minutes to scarf down some wings. And did y'all land on wings too? Is that what happened?
That's exactly. Yeah. Well, it was just me because my family eats at 6, but I'm still working, so I didn't eat till right when I was texting you, and my food wasn't there.
I had to go pick up some Wingstop. And, for the fam, and I got a pile of wings sitting right next to me right now. I was able to get through about 8 or 9 of them in about 20 minutes. And So that is what it is. Jay want to know, Goss, what's the update on you and old girl?
The girl who you said was like,
He looked confused.
I'm just saying, people want to know.
Jay. Thank you, Jay.
Yo, the chat gotta relax.
Yeah,
The chat gotta chill. First of all, I'm not 100% sure who you're talking about.
That's the problem.
Wow. What do you mean?
Stephen the Levite was popping with you. Only 8 and 20 minutes. Yeah, that's all I was able to get out. I had the ranch going though too, Stephen the Levite, so I was trying to savor it.
I feel that. He talking about the girl when you was like,
speaking of the ranch,
she was acting like she don't like you, but then she was like, oh, she like you or something. She was feeling you.
Oh,
and then he was like, well, I don't like her now because she ain't say nothing earlier type thing.
Oh yeah. Now we good. We back to our friend zone, or not zone, but we friends. Like, yeah, we friends. We good.
Okay.
We good.
Tyshawn in the chat was popping.
What up, Tysh? Is it Tyshawn?
I think it's
because I be wanting to just call you Ty.
You know, we'll do Ty.
Just
Ty is going to be what it is. We do it. You officially Ty on the Tastemakers Pod.
If that's okay.
Shouts out to Ty. So listen. We got a heavy load in tonight. It's not a heavy load. It's actually all pretty light, I believe, but it's just a lot of stuff. I was telling the group that
Sorry. So sorry.
It is, dang. But I can still call you Ty, right?
No.
Tishan, we can still do Ty?
Tish. Sorry. I don't want to mess it up. And you always
Ty is the way to go. I'm a mess up your name. That's just kind of what I do.
Oh, she said Tyshan. Okay. It is Tyshan.
There you go.
Tyshan.
Boom.
Why none of my people never be in here, bro?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, JR is my guy, so that's my guy. Well, other than that, my guy
JR might be my guy at this point. But
what you mean? JR is my man, 100%. No homo. That's my guy.
So listen, on the docket for the night, well, he lives closer to me. We've got open season on comedians right now. We'll definitely talk about that. We're going to talk about if Dreamville actually stole Rockstar JT's track. We're going to talk about that. We're going to ask the question, is Russell Wilson a square? Like, is that where we're going with this? We'll also talk about, is the waning of R&B music messing up gospel music? We'll chat about that. And I think lastly, we'll actually chat about your man Canton Jones. He had a little joint on Sowing and Reaping. We're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about that. I'm sure that's going to lead to an interesting conversation as well. So JR Songs messing with me because he lives closer to me. Me and JR Songs probably live within 10 minutes of each other.
I don't care where y'all live at.
P-Town. Yeah, you like an hour or something away at the point.
You ain't had no conversation on the phone with her before.
You're right. So that is what it is. Let's go ahead and get into the show, y'all. So listen, your man T.I. is at a comedy club.
Rubber band.
And yeah. And he's doing his thing. I guess he had a mic in his hand. And I guess as it went, he was actually going at London. She's a comedian as well. And eventually, she went ahead and they were going back and forth, whatever the case may be. And she pulled the card on him. She was like talking about, you remember how those charges came up on T.I. and Tiny about how they had done something to somebody sexually or something like that? Mm-hmm. She brought that up. And so then T.I. went off. So he calling it everything, yada, yada. He calmed himself down, and that's what it was. But now we have to ask the question, especially after what Will might have started on the Oscars. Is it open season on comedians right now? Goss, what you think?
First of all, T.I. and them was probably guilty because you're not going to get that upset if something's not true. So it was probably definitely guilty.
That's not necessary.
He isn't guilty. Fact. He was found not guilty, actually.
Just because OJ was found not guilty too.
Well,
okay. We know the justice system. We know the justice system.
And at this point, Deshaun Watson as well.
So you're not gonna get super mad about something's not true. That's just the fact of the matter.
Well, it depends on what's being said. That for me. For me.
Listen, man. In college, I'm not gonna go there. All right, so I feel like that tip was like, yo, like I thought he understood, like, you're a public figure, you are a superstar rapper, and it may be open season on comedians or on, people that think differently than you do about different topics, but you signed up for this. So therefore, what people are saying about you, whether it's true or whether it's not true, you have to respect their opinions simply because you are a celebrity.
I hate to interrupt you, Ross. Yeah. I don't know what the heck Tasha and Kiera are talking about in the chat, but they are killing me right now. Like, hold on.
OJ's son? OJ's son killed her?
Y'all let me in on OJ's son situation. They're talking about OJ didn't kill that woman. It was his son.
Who was his son? You don't know
wow.
I don't
That's
even
what
know.
Kiera said. Tasha followed up with, thank you, Kiera. It was his son all day, every day.
I'm lost.
So I feel like there is some satire happening in those comments right there. Y'all, please let me know. That's why they found the DNA, but the glove didn't fit. Well, hold on. What?
Y'all go. I'm like, OJ got another son?
I just missed that whole bus.
An older son? Because
I know he had kids, period.
Wait,
what? He got kids. He got kids.
Oh, they straight
up
up.
His oldest daughter and his other son, his youngest son, was he like 3 or 4 at the time?
Hey, OJ killed that girl, man.
I thought he was.
Hold on. How old? Oh, we got to do a hold on. How old would have OJ's son been at this time? OJ had a son with a black woman back in the 70s, is what Kiera is saying.
I ain't never hear about that baby.
Tasha's talking about they did a whole documentary on this. I need to know where this documentary
I saw the documentary about him, but they never mentioned this. I don't remember them.
I ain't never do no documentary on his son. Yeah, I know. I've seen at least 2 docs on OJ in the last 5 or 6 years.
That
the OJ docs be fire though.
Yes, that one where back to his childhood.
Yeah. OJ docs is definitely fire. Shouts out to Charles Brown. Let's see here. Charles said he got at least a Chloe. Huh? Y'all is killing me right now. There's too much.
That theory makes sense if his DNA was there, but the glove didn't fit. Now, I didn't know nothing about this son though.
He took the hit for that boy. That's why he did the whole chase and everything. Kiera going in.
I watched the non-entertaining docs.
Y'all gotta watch non-entertaining docs.
The one that I watched was mad long. And it was not entertaining. It was more informational, but it didn't. I don't remember them saying anything about a son. Anyway,
I listen to audiobooks. I don't read books. I listen to audiobooks and then be like, yeah, I read that joint just like you did.
Of course.
I mean, it's the same. Kind of.
It is the same.
It's the same. I mean,
goodness gracious, y'all! I want leaks in the chat on the doc. That's literally as soon as we finish this, I am going to try to watch this documentary.
Yeah.
So please send me some links in the doc with that. My bad, Goss. You were saying.
No, you good. First of all, I was saying, yeah, T.I. is a public figure. He's a public guy. So he can't get mad when people come at him in any kind of way, shape, or form because he makes himself so public. And I think that he was out of line.
Couldn't have got mad either, right?
He shouldn't have not. So I think because that's what it is, then he opens up himself to those kind of conversations or those kind of jokes about himself because he's so public. And I think nobody who's that public should ever get upset when somebody talks about them in a way that could be disparaging or a way that could be positive. Never. No. Never. I don't think you should ever. No. You signed up for this life. It comes with there comes the good and the bad.
No, I agree with you. I understand that what you're saying. I think comedy is interesting because although a lot of comedians, not most of them aren't believers, they don't have that, they're not coming with that type of mindset. But I think you run the risk of a beat down. Like you just do. Like I think if you're in the business and you're coming at people's neck, I think when you make it personal, I think that's when stuff be like getting crazy. And I know nothing is off limits in comedy, but it's like, but should it be? Like I think we have to think about the context. It's 2022. Everybody's extremely sensitive today. Like extremely, like on another level. But also,
and let's start with a simple context. Like, is the person you're talking about in the audience at the moment?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're coming at somebody who is also well known, in a very personal way, you run the risk of getting that beat down. So for me, I'm just like, choose wisely. You know what I'm saying? Choose wisely what comes out of your mouth when Cats is in the audience, because you just don't know what's gonna happen. So
that's facts. That's facts. That's just kind of what it is. At least if they is not in the audience, let's say somebody got on their camera phone and it gets back to them, at least you got time to reach out to them, to hit them in the DMs. Hey, had this joke, my bad, or something. I don't know. Maybe comedians gonna have to do that. I mean, I figure if sportscasters got to start doing that joint now, I figure comedians might have to start doing that as well. I don't know. You know what I mean? So, Bree, what you think about that? Is it open season on comedians?
Seems like it is. I think like there's a fine line between an insult and a joke. And sometimes comedians like to hide insults in jokes and then try to use that, as an excuse, but can't always hit below the belt. And then, somebody runs up on you, can't hit me because I was just playing. Like sometimes that don't always work. So they gotta be more
it's
careful.
Not funny. It's not funny.
Yeah, listen.
What?
So
people be laughing at insults on regular. Come on now.
They do.
That's what I'm saying. It's not funny unless it's an insult.
I do think we gotta protect comedians in a little bit.
Fam, Dave Chappelle. That's why we love Dave. Because he be going crazy. And it be insults. And it be mad funny.
But you know when you hear something and it's just like, I really shouldn't have laughed at that. Like, they went too far. Like that's what I'm talking about. Bro. That kind of stuff.
And then the comedian will point out and say, "Y'all going to hell for laughing at this," and we still laugh.
Tasha,
but it's
Tasha
wrong.
was like, all Chris Rock said is the girl looked like G.I. Jane. So listen, no. I'm gonna do this. Listen, and I'm gonna backtrack a little bit on last week, but I know I went both sides on last week with Will and Chris. I gave props to both of them in their own little way, and we do have to protect comedians, though, guys. Y'all, comedians got to be able to say this stuff.
Heck yeah,
they got to be able to make us
like. They got to be able to say what?
Say all jokes, like all the jokes, and some of the jokes be straight facts and truths and whatnot, and they got to be able to say that. Like playing the dozens and going back and forth and joking with each other. This is what we was raised on, especially in the Black community. Cats got to be able to do that on the stage. Now, like I said, if you say it in front of somebody, you could probably get these hands, and that is what it is. You know what I mean? That's the risk we take. But
man, I don't want jokes be funny. They be funny, bro. Like
comedians has kind of been like the last wall. Right? They've been like the last wall of this whole politically correct, yada, yada, yada.
Sure.
So I would hate to see comedians starting to have to hold jokes, like for real. Like I said, if all's fair is whatever, and if, like I said, Chris Rock didn't know about the alopecia and whatever the case may be, I can't hate on Chris for that at the end of the day, unless if for some reason they did have some kind of conversation back in 2016 and Chris violated, then that's on Chris.
And that's something that's been going around like a rumor, but nobody knows that for sure. Either way, I think it's hard. I don't think it's a black and white thing, right? I think that for somebody like Will to get upset because of how even though the joke to most people, most of us is like, okay, that was lighthearted, whatever. But obviously it struck a chord with him. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I don't think it's fair to tell somebody
struck a chord with Jada Pinkett.
Get mad at that. It's like,
I agree.
don't tell me what I should and shouldn't get mad about. Like, if it offends me, regardless of what's being said or how egregious it is or how crazy it is, like, for me, I don't. If I'm offended, I'm offended. Period.
See, but here's the thing, though, Trish. I can't rock with you on that. This is why I can't rock with you on that for a couple reasons. Goss, what are you doing? Why is your knee in the camera? Why is your knee in the camera? Like,
why can't my knee be in the camera? It's comfortable.
Okay,
I like it like that. Because I like it like this.
Listen.
Shout out to my knees.
Showing your knees off for?
Like, I like my knees.
Who's in the chat?
I've been working out my knees. Who's
in the chat? Then slipped up in the last week or two and put their like knees in their profile. Goss done seen it, now they got knees up. Which one of y'all did it? Listen. So anyway,
do like a school picture.
I have no clue what I was talking about.
When you go to Apollo and you got rub the wood.
Oh Lord, I've got no clue what I was talking about. What was I talking about?
My knees are that distracting.
You said you couldn't agree with what I said. If I'm offended.
Well, because for one, listen, I believe you have to take offense, right? Like, I believe offense is something that you have to literally take, right?
Yeah.
The minute we want to start really giving everybody just that offended me, like, especially as Black people, white people gonna have a field day on that. White people gonna have a field day.
I hear what you're saying. My point is that you can't tell somebody else that you shouldn't be offended by something, even if they are offended by it. Like,
I don't believe that's true. I believe some people are overly sensitive and some people get way too offended on stuff that's not even about them.
So
what? You got offended.
So what? If you can't tell me that I can't get offended by something that I actually should or could get offended by.
I can tell you that it is silly for you to get offended.
And it doesn't matter what you think.
Nah, you can't do that.
It's my thoughts. If I feel some type of way because of whatever lived experience that I've experienced,
100%.
You try to tell me, well, you tripping.
I just hope
I'm gonna be like,
y'all
you
are ready to open up that bag of worms when everybody is offended, especially them Karens out there. When them Karens is offended, I hope y'all keep that same energy.
That's not the same thing, though.
We're talking about two different things. Okay, they're not offended. They think they run the world. No. They think they run the world.
So they feel. So we can't tell them to feel like they run the world, though. But that's how they feel because everybody's feelings. Come
on. That's apples and oranges. Period.
It's not. It's about feelings. Everybody has feelings.
Your feelings are always real, even if they're not based on something true. Okay, those are two different things. Now, I will not sit up here and say to Will, like, oh, you shouldn't have felt no type of way about that. Like, why? Who am I to tell that man how he should have felt? I'm not talking about no Karen or nobody. I'm talking about Will Smith. Let's talk about Will.
Thing is, you're giving exceptions for Will and not giving exceptions for Karen.
I didn't give an exception. I didn't give an exception for anything. I said,
all right, well, as long as you know, Karen got feelings. She feel like y'all shouldn't be barbecuing out on the park, and she gonna call the cops. And I just want y'all to keep the same energy.
Different thing. Like, we're talking about two different scenarios.
That is different.
You can. I cannot. It is not. I have no right. You have no right. None of us have the right to tell somebody, yo, you cannot feel that way because you tripping. Like, what? I wish somebody would tell me that. We fighting. We'll fight.
I can tell you, you might have taken that offense where there was an offense to be taken.
And you can say you might have, and it would not matter because if I feel how I feel based on a lived experience, Will could have thought, because again, let's not forget, context is always key. Let's not forget, this man has been going off on Jada and Will for years, right? He did it years ago, at least. Did it years ago and went in. Yep. All right. So for Will, and somebody said, I don't think that slap was for Chris. I don't think it was for Chris either. I think he was just fed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have a right to be fed up. Does it make him, give him the right to slap him? Absolutely not. But when I'm thinking, I'm just talking about feelings, right? I'm just talking about feelings. You have no right to tell somebody you can't feel this way. You don't. None of us do.
So,
Feelings.
and again, want to be clear.
Karens don't be on feelings. They'll be on some. You cannot do that. Like,
because I think your husband just called me a white supremacist. So now I feel offended. Listen. So, and I'm joking because I'm just not one to take offense like that. Like I don't. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their opinions. Everybody's got their feelings. I guess what I'm saying is I'm not saying you can tell somebody how to feel. I'm saying I could look at you and be like, maybe you shouldn't have let that one in. Like maybe you shouldn't have let that one in. Like maybe that ain't.
What I said was you can't tell somebody how to feel. And you said I disagree. That's where I was.
Yeah, like I said, offense is just one of those things. I think we get way too offended, way too quick. Everybody got a license. And I'm saying if y'all want to open that bag, y'all got to allow everybody to open that bag. That's all I'm saying.
I don't agree with that.
Y'all got to allow everybody to open that bag.
Thank you, babe. Offense and entitlement are two different things. Yeah, I think when we're talking about a Karen, that's where they're coming from. Entitlement. Like, I don't think Will was coming from an entitled place.
But when you are entitled, listen, come on. Listen. No other, well, so if you are entitled, and I'm trying not to call Will entitled, but Will is entitled. Is he not? Was that not an entitled move? Was that to get up in the middle of the Oscars with millions of people watching?
Sure.
You have to feel some kind of entitlement. And then you didn't walk out in handcuffs. You have to feel some kind of entitlement. So you were so entitled.
Feels, but again, I think we're talking about two different things though. Like I think that I feel like I can relate to Will, and a lot of people can't relate to him. Like when you experience deep trauma, like it don't matter what's going on around you. If something triggers you that deeply, nobody cares. I don't care, right? Like that's just I'm coming from a relatable place. Okay. Everybody can't come from that place, right? So I understand what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with the fact that maybe there is some entitlement there because of his place in society, his place in Hollywood. I get all of that. Quote, but even aside from that, if the man was feeling some type of way, and I'm gonna repeat this again. I'm not saying him slapping that man was okay at all. It was not. But I am saying that we cannot say you should not have felt the way. I can't tell him that. Like, I don't feel like it's fair to say you should not have felt a way about that. That was
I'm as we talked about last week, I'm not even one who's trying to say that Will shouldn't have felt a way about that. You know what I mean? We talked about this last week.
But people
that's not what I'm saying. And I know people are saying that. Yeah. My point is just we have to be careful with taking offense. And then when you take offense, somebody near and dear to you, I ain't talking any Joe Blow, but somebody near and dear to you might be like, hey, look, sis, maybe we shouldn't have took that offense. Maybe that won't for you. Maybe they didn't mean it that way. Maybe you shouldn't have been taking it that personal. Maybe you shouldn't take yourself that seriously. I'm just saying offense is always there to be taken. That don't mean we have to take that bait.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I agree with that.
And if we agree that everybody's offense is so real and relevant, then that bag has to be open for everybody.
Lord.
That bag has to be open for everybody. And if it's open for everybody, you're going to have you're talking about white people all day long, CRT and everything like that all day because they offended.
But they don't even know what they offended about. They just...
But you can't go against what they feeling.
No,
they
but
feel
their
that way.
reasons- No. It's not about feelings. It's about their reasonings. They don't even understand what CRT is.
You know,
They
I agree with you 100.
A false definition.
You know, I agree with that 100.
They're not. It's not even based on anything
It's
true.
a straw man argument. I agree with you that 100. But that's what I'm saying. When we open up that bag, that's what I feel like happens. I'm just hoping that we allow for people, especially as Christians, allow for people to be like, hey, look, maybe you shouldn't, maybe you took offense where there wasn't none to be taken. Maybe you should have let that one go. Maybe you should have, brushed your shoulders off on that one. You know what I mean? I'm sure. Why is there not a scripture? All I got is Jay-Z, dust your shoulders off. There's a scripture that's relevant to this that I can't pull right now. But anyway. That is what it is. So yeah. Is it open season on comedians? It might just be. Hopefully comedians will be able to do what they need to do. Charles said next topic. You don't run this, Charles.
Period.
But no, indeed. And then Tasha gave him an amen. You don't run this either, Tosh. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic. Let's see. Listen. So this is a Goss, I ain't really do much research on this, but you sent the links, and I want to check it out. Y'all in the chat, y'all familiar with this Dreamville, possibly still in the track from Rockstar JT joint?
Yeah. Dreamville, Gangsta Grills mixtape. You understand me? Hosted by the one and only DJ Drama. You feel me? I watched the whole entire Dreamville festival this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Via Twitch. My man, why is J. Cole so good? Like, he's in my top 5 now. Like, he's in my top 5, bro.
Now? You mean just now?
Just now. I just moved him up. It
goes
Jay-Z. It goes Jay-Z, then J. Cole, and then whoever else. Don't matter.
What? Y'all talking about in 2022, right? Like,
no,
y'all talking about this
time,
decade, right?
Talking about all time.
Y'all is crazy. We talking all time? Really?
Nobody's rapping like Cole.
Yeah, J. Cole and Kendrick are definitely in my top 5 of all time.
All time, quote.
For me.
So, but quote, you can't bro, like
I can't tell you who's in your top 5.
No, that too. But here's my little rant about top 5s and stuff like that. Like, depending on when you came into hip hop, you got a different top 5. So you can't tell people that their top 5 is trash when a little 12-year-old only knows about Lil Uzi Vert and Ugly God. You feel me? And they think they're the greatest ever.
I'm telling you,
I'm trying to tell
y'all is trash.
Like, if you like, I listened to Big and I'm like, he was all right. I don't see what the big hype was about Biggie Smalls. Like, he wasn't that good to me. You feel me? Like, I put that's how I feel. I think J. Cole.
You said that.
Yeah,
I don't care. That's my opinion.
Lost me right there.
I don't care.
Storytelling. All I can say is
J. Cole will rap circles around Big. J. Cole will rap circles around Big. Yes, he will.
It's just not true.
Have you heard J. Cole's stories?
We can't tell Corey feel though.
I have.
Have you heard J. Cole storytelling?
Yes.
Give me a Biggie storytelling song and a J. Cole storytelling song, and I tell you, you'll be fired. J. Cole, watch that man. So anyway.
Listen, man.
Wow, you said wash?
Watch that
Biggie
man.
Smalls?
Yes. I don't care. I don't care.
Here it says this is what happens when you don't lotion your knees.
This is my honest truth. This is my truth, man.
Tasha said, how old is Goss?
Listen, J. Cole will
you
talk
would think
to your
he in
soul.
his 20s.
My guy, my boy, J. Cole talked to my soul, bro. I feel that man every time he talks. I don't feel nothing Biggie be saying. J. Cole, I feel all the bars he be talking about, bro.
That's because you ain't from the hood. That's why. It's like, no, I'm just playing.
Don't matter.
I ain't
don't
from
care.
the hood, and I be feeling y'all.
I was just playing.
Wow.
Side note, Jay-Z's new verse on that record with him and Pusha T is mid. So I don't want to hype it up like it's not even that popping. People are ODing, but it's not even that good. That's a little side note. But anyway, back to the topic. So Dreamville came out with this Gangsta Grills mixtape, which is not like super dope, but it's cool, right?
It's not their best work. I will say.
Yeah.
Definitely
It's not their best. I mean, but I was listening to the Dreamville joint or to the Dreamville festival, and they said either way, if you like it, it's like, yo, they did that in 9 days. But if you hate it, it's like, well, hey, they only did it in 9. They only had 9 days to do it. So like they're not even like super hyped about it. Like they was, you know, kind of like dodging, calling it like super dope and stuff like that. But one of the records on the tape, the first record is called Stick, and there's a Christian hip hop guy named Rockstar JT. He got a record with Scooty Wop and some other guys named Stick as well too. So I was familiar with JT's joint with Stick, but I wasn't familiar with the joint with J. Cole's joint until I heard it. I was like, nah, this song sounds kind of light. Like the hook is exactly the same. It sounds like the hook on JT. Not Stick.
I mean,
Stick.
yes, that in terms of what he's saying, yes, he's saying it in the same way, but the production is very different. And
it's just
like,
spread out.
Yeah,
That's
but
all it is.
It's another song.
Let's check it
just
out.
like that though. And they saying
Let's
a
check it
different
out.
word.
No,
They
bro.
saying
It's
a
just
different
Let's
spread out.
check it out.
It's the same
So
record. to me.
listen. Explicit lyrics, things of that nature. I'll put out the warning. It could be just that. Here's the joint by Dreamville right here. Let's check it out. I'm gonna play about maybe 30 seconds. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah. Just play the hook.
I hate this song, by the way.
Is that enough?
Like that part, it don't sound the same.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I can go on to the next track.
Wait, me and Asha got issues.
Josh,
she ain't
can I
like
go on to
Cole's
the next
rapper.
track?
Yeah. Asha, we gotta talk.
Aisha.
Yeah, like,
Let's see.
Aisha, I'm sorry.
This is my joint though.
How old is that joint? I mean, I see common joints, but it's just everybody saying Stick. Does that make it the same,
Boo! Quote, you are frozen.
You are all the way frozen.
Boo!
For real?
Yes.
So
Yo,
for
can
those
y'all
who
hear me?
don't know,
You good. Now you good. Yeah.
for those of y'all who don't know, you get booed if your internet gets frozen or if you get kicked off because your internet's trash. So that's why I just
My internet
booed
ain't frozen like months.
Well, there it goes.
It was probably because you played that song. That song is copyrighted, so
Copywritten, so
yeah,
don't
could
copy
be
me.
it.
That could be it too.
Okay.
But
I'm
so
back, right?
Those songs.
Anyway.
yeah.
So those songs were some issues popped up because Rockstar JT was like, yo, you took my record. And then Dreamville was like, nah, we didn't take your record. And something happened and it all went away. I think they paid JT some bread and, but they was like, it's all good now. The parties worked it out. But if you ask me, yeah, for sure. So JT, that song came out. JT's song came out before Cole's record, so that's why they feel like they got it and they heard it and they used it and they ain't thinking nobody was gonna know because JT's not as big. But JT's fans pointed it out and they started getting some traction with it. And Dreamville took notice of it, and they was like, all right, let's reach out to his people. Let's make something happen. And they made something happen. I don't know what happened, but it's all good now. Yep.
Aisha, did you say J. Cole's last project was not good?
That's why I got issues with Aisha.
Ma'am.
What? Oh my God.
Huh?
I like J. Cole's last joint. I like J.
That
Cole's
joint is the
last
album of the year to me.
joint is crazy.
Yeah.
What?
I'm surprised.
How many times did you replay it though? How many times did you replay
Like 10. I still play it now. I played it last week.
I still play that joint. Definitely.
Right.
Replay value was
100
not.
million, I'm still on the grind. 100 million, I'm still on the grind.
Hey.
What?
Yo, that whole Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Cold
So anyway,
is
with the
killing me.
Rockstar JT joint and the Dreamville joint, I don't really see it necessarily. It don't really.
Aisha, why
It
are
don't.
you
It
doing
don't, it
this?
don't. It don't do much for me. Bree, did you see it? Did it sound like anything to you? Like it was.
Pride is the devil.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I mean,
Gotta
similar,
hold
but
on me.
not. It wasn't too much.
What?
Okay.
Aisha, no.
Well,
No.
there are definitely more tracks to get around
Oh,
to, or more topics to get around to, real quick. So listen, your man Channing Crowder, former linebacker for the Miami Dolphins, of course, one of the co-hosts on the Pivot podcast. I think every week we've had a Pivot reference in the last 3 weeks. But they really put themselves out here this week as Channing straight up called Russell Wilson a square. Let's get that video.
Pride is the devil.
He's wiling, okay?
Yo.
Wiling. Did he just compare Future as like top notch? And Future cheated on her, got 18 baby mamas. Like, what is he
18?
talking about? Like
18
what?
18
Several.
years. 18. Nah. Listen.
No.
But Bree, where's that picture of Russ and his ex-wife at?
Oh, okay.
He was married before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a white woman? Yeah.
Yep, that's her.
So listen, maybe Channing might be onto something.
He
What?
is.
I mean,
Russ is a
just a
square.
little bit.
Y'all
I mean,
better
just
stop
No,
hating.
no.
That's
No.
hating right there. Cut
Not
it
gonna
out.
let you do it.
Cut it out.
listen.
Mm-mm.
Y'all know
out.
anybody who's listened long enough knows Russ is my favorite player. That's my dude, Richmond, VA on the map, no doubt. Definitely a Virginia representative. And I've been following the Seahawks for the last few years with Russ, and now I'm officially a Bronco fan. I believe me and Brina both made the switch to become Bronco fans now that Russ is in Broncos. But there's definitely, everybody always talks about the upgrade that Sierra went from Future to Future to Russ. But listen, Russ had a bit of an upgrade right there too, right?
He surely did.
Russ had a bit of an upgrade too. For real.
Take this picture down, yeah.
They exaggerated her mouth.
Had
That's
an
not how her mouth.
upgrade too.
No, that's
that's
that
that's
actually
the
happened.
face she was making when he got
When
that
he
phone
got-
call.
Yep.
Yeah, and somebody snapped a picture.
That happened in real life.
Yeah.
I've been laughing at that for
So-
years.
They both upgraded. Now, is Russ a square?
No.
Brina,
Mm-mm.
is Russ a square?
Nope.
He's not.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Not at
Okay.
all. He could be
Gotcha,
SpongeBob
gotcha.
SquarePants for all I care.
Okay.
SpongeBob is a square, by the way. It just
Don't matter.
That's the point she's making. That's
That's
the
what I'm
point she's
saying.
making.
Yo,
Like Russ in
Goss.
Future? No.
No comparison, huh?
Mm-mm.
Goss is
Fam.
is Russell Wilson a square?
100%. Like, how is he not? I don't understand how y'all out here defending this man as if he's like the coolest guy ever. Listen, I agree 1000% with my man Channing on this one, okay? Like, all right, now feel me, quote. Now, y'all, because the argument y'all gave was weak. Y'all's argument was weak. We're not talking about. We're not talking about. Hold on. Respectfully, we're not talking about morals here. We're not talking about good guys or good people. We're talking about, are you a square or are you like not a square?
And what's your definition?
If we're talking about that,
what's your
so
definition?
Russell Wilson, look at that guy.
I need a definition.
Bring the pictures back up. Bring the pictures back up. I'm
Define
going to show you definition. Give me a picture of Russell. Give me a picture.
20 years ago.
That's not.
No, listen.
It's not 20 years ago.
10 years ago.
It's just
Now,
about 10.
Do we have any pictures of Future anywhere that we can bring up real quick? Do we have any pictures?
I can get one. Hold on.
Thank you. It could be anyone. It's really not going to matter.
Goss is so confident. He's like, it could be any picture of Future.
It could be
Any
anyone. It's
picture
not
of
gonna
Future
matter.
you find.
Now,
So wait, what? Please make your
Now
point.
listen.
Sis. I can't.
Now, when Quote first brought this topic to the table here on the Tastemakers podcast, you Trisha, you said no, he's not a square. When you come something from that toxic and that terrible as Future, listen, again, this is not a morality contest. I'm not saying that toxic that Future isn't toxic. I'm not saying that he's not, a great husband, or like you brought up things questioning his morals. So we're not talking about his morals.
I
We're
ain't
talking
about that either.
We're talking about, is he cool? Do like kids like look up to him like, oh man, that dude's fresh, that dude's fly. Like, yo, that dude's out here, like, yo, girls like him, like he got money, like, yo, he got nice chains, he drives in nice cars, like, and like, I'm not even saying on the level of just because you got chains and a nice car makes you cool, but it's how you look when you do stuff. For example, okay, there are some people who like, okay, so felines, when felines were not popular, okay, even Reebok, matter of fact, perfect example, Reeboks were not popular for a while. Who'd they give a deal to make Reeboks popular again? I believe it was Jay-Z and 50 Cent. Do you think if Russell Wilson would have got a deal with Reebok, that people would have went out and got Reeboks because Russell Wilson is wearing them? I don't think so, Tasha. Do you think?
You keep calling me Tasha. I don't know why.
Oh, Trisha. I'm sorry, Trisha.
Tasha's still in his brain from 2 weeks ago.
I know.
Probably so. Do you think like that? Like there like the allure of this of you find somebody who's cool, right? Look at this coolness all over. Look at this guy just dripping out here in these streets.
Ew.
You understand me? The way the chains hang.
You talking about
fresh.
Russ?
No, I'm talking about this guy Future. Listen,
I'm
Russell
allergic.
looks like somebody's stepdad. Okay? Russell looks like
Russell is somebody's stepdad.
He is.
I'm somebody's stepdad.
Exactly. That's hilarious. Russell Wilson is out here looking mad, like preppy. Looks like he is from Richmond, and he went to collegiate, and I know where that school is at. So he's not fair? Huh?
I don't understand your definition.
Listen, he's not cool because like he's like first of all, I don't think he cares about being cool, and secondly, it's just how he was raised. It's the people he was around. It's his environment that like he was brought up in. It just wasn't a cool environment. You feel me? Like, so perfect example, right? So in certain situations, I consider myself cool, and I consider myself, oh, they want me to be cool in this situation. All right, I got it. So like there are spaces where I'm in where I'm looked at as cool, and I'm looked at as not a square because I know what to do, how to dress, how to talk when I want to be cool, right? Like I can turn cool on, I can turn it off. But like at the epitome of me, like listen, my brother is way cooler than me. Like my brother is super cool, right? So like when I'm around him and his friends, I already know, oh, I'm not gonna be the cool one in this group because they're way cooler than me. So I just do me. You feel me? So me doing me is not making me a square, but at the same time, I know that I'm not necessarily cool, but when I'm cool in this other crowd, in these other spaces, I'm the coolest dude in the room. When I'm on stage, listen, half the time I can't even be rapping good, but I look cool when I'm on stage, and people are drawn to that, right? People are like, I've done things, and people have asked me to do things because I look cool doing them. I make stuff cool, right? Like when people give me different, what's something that you like about Goss, or something that you think he did with Christian hip hop, whatever, like just locally. They'll say, man, he just makes it look cool. Like he makes it look dope. Like he embraces, the whole Jesus thing real well. So I'm saying, like, Russell Wilson is not a person that we don't think about cool when we think about Russell. We think about Future. We think about rappers. We think about these other people. But Russell Wilson, no, we're not thinking about cool when you think about him. So y'all's argument, it came from a morality standpoint about, oh, he's, when you come from fire, cheated on his wife and blah, blah, blah. You're right. That stuff's terrible. Future shouldn't have did that. But when we're talking about just cool and style and finesse, what? No, Russell has none of that.
Trisha.
He does have finesse. And
Trisha.
what are we talking about? your whole like, I think it's just what you think of cool or whatever for like it's I think it depends on what you like, right? Sorry y'all, it's thundering back here and it's mad loud. Yeah, I think it depends on what you like. And if you like that type, cool. The point that this man was trying to make though is like everybody got a type. And that's not true. That's absolutely not true. Everybody doesn't have a type.
Put my knees back up. Put my knees back up for this one.
Please don't.
I gotta hear this.
And then he was saying, what did he say? He gonna call him a square because he don't look cool. I thought he was just saying like, I don't understand. Like I'm confused. Either way,
he couldn't see how Sierra went from Future, which he deemed as being cool in a certain stylings, to Russ, which he deemed as being square in a certain styling.
Because when like, girls do this all the time. Girls do this all the time. Like when y'all are tired of getting done dirty, when y'all are tired of getting, getting dogged out, then you try the square guy. So I think about like
why we calling him square though?
Because he is.
I think
because watch this.
Gotta define the square though.
I just did.
Listen.
Okay, let me go ahead. Honey, give me a square that knows what to do with his hands. Period.
Let's go ahead. Where did hands get in this, Tasha? Like, where did hands come with? How did we? What
you know what she's talking about? Stop playing.
No, I'm saying, how do we get there? Why doesn't it just give me a square dude? No, give me a square dude who know what to do with his hands. Like
because why? Because that's what Charles. That's good. You said why does square have such a negative connotation? I agree. I think
so.
Go ahead.
So that's my point.
Yeah,
that's my point. Is Russell Wilson a square?
Yes.
Yes, he is. Am I a square?
Yeah,
I actually think so. Yeah, I'm a square. You know what I mean? My thing is, and I don't have any problem with that. All right.
That's what I'm saying. Embrace it.
So I think Russ is a square too. And I think we just need to admit that square dudes is better than cool dudes a lot of times.
I don't think that's true. But I don't think as a woman, I don't think that's true. Like, even if it's a dude that you think you would call a square, quote unquote, that don't mean they ain't cool. Like, a lot of squares or nerds, you can call them a nerd, whatever. A lot of them be cool as jacks. So that's y'all's opinion as men. Y'all think that, whatever. I don't think that. From what I know, a square is like, oh, you perfect. You don't do nothing. You don't know nothing about, nothing cool. And I don't think that's Russell. I don't think that's Russell at all. He married a woman like Sierra. Obviously, he got something cool about him. Listen, you married a woman like Sierra, you got something cool about you, period. I don't care what nobody says.
Listen, my guy is a handsome dude.
He is.
He's an athlete. And he's a baller.
And he's
my favorite player.
And he's
making that guap.
And he's whack. And he's whack.
And my dude is still a square. And there's nothing wrong with that.
You're a hater.
There's nothing wrong with that. In the context of what a square is and what a cool. Yeah,
if nobody knew Russell Wilson, he wasn't a football player, had no money, and me and Russell walk into a room together, I can almost guarantee you they're gonna look at him, they're gonna look at me and be like, all right, Corey's the cool one, and that dude's just with him type thing.
Lies.
Right.
Not me. Not I.
All right.
I wish we could split.
Breathe.
No, I wish.
What you gonna do?
I wish we could split the preconceived notions. I really wish, because I think Goss might be on to something there. With that being said, there's nothing wrong with being a square.
Nah, not at all.
Just accept it and you embrace it, and that is what it is. Now, 100%. Is Channing probably a little butthurt? I think so. Because from what I understand from the background, it sounds like Russ used to mess with one of Channing's either girls or something back in the day, too.
There you go.
So there's some butthurt something going on around there, too, from what I'm hearing here. So, yeah.
He's still a square.
But wait, 1971 Phenom gonna say you can't be a square and cool at the same time. A square who attempts to be cool is whack. You got to be confident in one of the categories. Nah, bruh. No.
I don't know. Because listen, I'll say this. I've heard Russell do interview after interview after interview. I, of course, heard me talk, whatever the case may be. If you ask me when talking, I'm way more smooth than Russ is in just talking and communicating.
Yeah,
Russ is still a square.
Do y'all remember when they had the challenge, the Shiggy challenge, the In My Feelings joint, and him and Russell did it. I mean, Russell and Sierra.
Him and Sierra did it.
Yes. And Shiggy was frying Russell.
Yeah, but I mean, he might not have rhythm. That's not.
That's part of not being
everybody
cool and being a square is not having rhythm. That's part of the game.
That's part of it.
Let's see. I would just, it just is what it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think Russ has embraced that, and I think Russ got it. At the end of the day, he got the dope wife, he got the money, whatever, and he got the joint, and he's an alpha athlete, and he's still square, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right, so let's quickly check out this video real quick of Russ talking about how
Obama is not no square. Obama's the coolest dude ever.
Yeah, Obama actually has swag. Obama has swag. Y'all can't see that? Obama definitely has swag.
Don't listen to
Obama is smooth as on the
Y'all are hilarious to me. Hilarious.
So we're gonna check out this video of Russ talking about how he got Sierra, the line he got Sierra with, yada yada yada.
God.
Check it out. This is the smoothest you're gonna get. This is gonna be the smoothest you're gonna get from Russell Wilson right here. And even if you look deep into it, you just have to accept it. He's still kind of a square, even though he's a square that I'd love to be like, and I think most women would love to be with. Doesn't mean he's not a square, and he's my favorite player.
Hold on, give me.
And I'm trying to stall.
Man, that boy is a square, man. Just let that man be a square.
And he can be a square all day, but he's still. It doesn't make him less cool.
That shows consistency.
All right, so check this.
Is the line that in your mind that made you bag Sierra? What was the line that got
you heard the word bag?
Well, first of all,
shit.
You know, I had this wallet. I had this wallet, and it was broke. It was